So when he came in, he said, "Ms. Hawes," he verified my identity. He said, "There's no need for us to do a stress test because it's evident that you've had a heart attack." And being the 80s baby that I am, I said, "What you talking about, Willis?" "What are you talking about, sir?" I said, "I don't even have time to have a heart attack."
Keisha Hawes was age 31 when she had a heart attack. She was a wife and mother who was holding down 5 part-time jobs in the Charleston area to help make ends meet.
So I think kind of working around the clock, being stressed, and the added issue of stopping the prescribed medication just kind of led up to that evening. And I just started feeling chest pains. It consisted and it remained for about an hour before I really started to get concerned.
She was admitted to the emergency room, and after long delays, she finally was taken to the catheterization lab.
They found that I had a 95% blockage in one of my main coronary arteries. At that point, I came to the realization that if I had not stopped and actually gone to the hospital when I did, that it's very possible that I wouldn't be sitting here able to share my story.
Doctors placed a stent in Keisha Hawes' artery, but unfortunately there were initial complications. At one point, her blood pressure dropped dramatically.
And so I just remember the nurse coming in telling me that, I would require a blood transfusion. And throughout this whole process, fear had never really entered my mind until that moment. And I'm not like one of those people who does not believe in blood transfusions, but it was just overwhelming. So it was at that point that, I was like, "Hey, is this thing on?" "What you doing up there, big guy?" And I just went to God and I said, "I'm afraid, and my faith is wavering. However, I do know that your word reminds me that all I need is the faith the size of a mustard seed. So here it is. This is what I have right now."
And that faith helped carry her forward. Following a blood transfusion and a week in the hospital, Keisha Hawes went home. The experience led her to tell her story to help others. She replaced her part-time jobs with a position at the Meeting Street Academy, where she found her passion, being around kids. She is now a PreK intervention teacher. She also became the first American Heart Association national spokesperson from the state of South Carolina.
An attack saved my life. Most people don't go from that to this that easily. And I think once I realized that heart disease was the #1 killer, or is the #1 killer of women in America, and I had no knowledge of that before this happened to me, I realized that there was a void somewhere that needed to be filled. Like, women need to know that heart disease is serious and it is a killer and it is preventable.
Hawes grew up in Orangeburg County. She was valedictorian of her class at Bowman High School, and then she graduated from the College of Charleston. In addition to teaching, she's a pastor and a motivational speaker. What is her advice to women?
Really just to take care of yourself, make sure that you're making yourself a priority. Go to your doctor, be very open with your doctor. Make sure that you have a doctor that you can be in relationship with and have that conversation, one who's not so busy that, they may not have the time to really sit down and listen, and actually plan out what you're going to share with your doctor before you go. And really kind of journal when you're not feeling well, so you can see if there are any trends in your feelings.
With her work in the community, Hawes has been recognized as 40 under 40 by the Charleston Business Journal, as well as one of Charleston's most influential women.
I think that we as women, we really do not give enough attention to the level of power that we have. We can influence. I can influence my son. I can influence my husband. I mean, the power of one. I think if each person just focuses on reaching one person, someone else will see your reach, and then they'll say, if Keisha is reaching, I can reach.